We're tracking storm chances as they rise heading into tomorrow, the weekend, and early next week. Pattern change is on the way. Let's talk about it in this Thursday edition of the Texas Weather Roundup. Hello, I'm Texas Storm Chasers Boldy-in-Chief David Reimer. Thank you for taking time out of your busy day to pop on in for some Texas weather discussion. If you would be so kind, it's not too much of a hassle, please consider hitting that thumbs up button, like, share this video, help us get the word out about Texas weather, and, hitting that button, as ridiculous as it sounds, because you hear all your video creators say it, it really does help with the magical land of YouTube. So it's free. It would be very helpful. If you don't want to, hey, that's okay. We're still going to talk about the weather, and it's going to be a good day. Let's start with the severe weather outlook. This is going to be for this afternoon and this evening. The Storm Prediction Center has highlighted the potential for isolated severe thunderstorms across a decent chunk of Oklahoma, back along the Red River in northwest Texas, and then a sliver of the eastern and southeastern Texas Panhandle, where we could see isolated strong to severe storms this afternoon through the early evening. If we see storms, they could produce hail, maybe up to the size of golf balls, and localized damaging wind gusts over 60 to 70 miles per hour, locally heavy rain, and dangerous cloud-to-ground lightning. Yeah, that means when thunder roars, you're going to get your keister indoors. That would be the smart thing to do. Here's the high-rise rapid refresh model for today, tonight, into Friday. And yeah, you see that isolated thunderstorm activity in the Panhandle, West Texas. We're going to have showers out in the borderland, the Trans-Pecos, through the evening hours. Tomorrow, we could see scattered thunderstorms. Central Texas, the Eastern Hill Country, the Brazos Valley, East Texas, the Arklatex, Northeast Texas. Those will dissipate a bit after sunset. And then, well, today, storms in the Rio Grande Valley, Lower Texas, Gulf Coast as well. Overall, widespread flooding, widespread severe, widespread sharknadoes are not expected. With activity today, localized isolated flash flooding is possible on the borderland around El Paso and in the eastern Texas Panhandle. Here's the wildfire outlook over the next few days from the Texas A&M Forest Service. Generally moderate fire danger along the middle and upper Texas Gulf Coast, East Texas, South Central Texas. Everyone else, fire danger, at least in terms of extended attack, larger scale fires, the danger remains low. Here's the upper air jet stream pattern over the next 5 to 7 days from the European weather model on Zambel. And this is going to give us a decent look at what we can expect in terms of any sensible weather pattern changes. Over the next few days, we're going to have a westerly flow aloft, weak, but still present, west-northwest flow. Going through the weekend, early next week, you could see that begins to amplify a bit, heading into Monday. And then by Tuesday, the potential for an upper-level low to materialize over parts of Missouri, Arkansas. That's going to result in our upper-level flow switching from westerly to northwesterly and even north, which is going to allow thunderstorm chances to increase, especially across the eastern half of Texas next week, as we see thunderstorm complexes fire up in Kansas and Oklahoma, and those are going to get pushed south into Texas. Now, a difference here is, notice this is what we call a cutoff low heading into next week. It has no connection to the primary upper-level jet stream still located over Canada. So we're not going to have any sort of cold air attack. We're not going to have any sort of crashy the cold front scenario. If this was, say, a month from now to 6 weeks from now, could be a different story. We'd be able to draw some colder air down from up north. But in this case, it's still warm up north. So a big hoopla of nothing in terms of that. But rain chances, they are going to go up. Here's the European weather model taking us through the weekend. Next week, you could see those thunderstorm complexes, multiple rounds of them, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, even into Wednesday. You can see they're just coming on down the pike, heading right down from Oklahoma, crossing the Red River like there's no river there, and then they're just heading south into Texas. So we'll have multiple opportunities for thunderstorm chances heading into Sunday, Monday, Tuesday next week, especially across the eastern half of Texas, Texoma, Northeast Texas, the Arklatex, North Texas, East Texas, etc. So, well, it's going to rain. Here's forecast rain totals through 7 a.m. Tuesday. And again, we're going to have more rain after that through Tuesday into Wednesday. But you can see these rain totals are starting to trickle upwards from the Weather Prediction Center. And we're looking at generally a decent chance of at least a half-inch of rain across parts of North Texas, Texoma, and Northeast Texas. Higher amounts are certainly possible, but I'm not going to, widely advertise that at this point. Let's see how things materialize, heading down to 3, 4, 5 day time frame. Could even see some rain across central Texas, Brazos Valley, the coastal plains. And then, of course, we still have rain chances today down in the Rio Grande Valley, deep South Texas. So, the good news is at least rain chances are starting to trend up. And with that, well, it's always good to get some water in lakes. It's been a while since we've had a decent rain. So, soils certainly could use it at this point. We're not in a situation where, an inch of rain is going to cause flash flooding unless it falls in 10 minutes, which hopefully not, but let's never taunt Mother Nature. Today's high temperature forecast down to the 70s in the Panhandle behind a weak cool front. Rain chances continuing, so it's going to be a beautiful day in the Panhandle. Everyone else, it's still seasonably hot with highs well up into the 80s and 90s. On Friday, Panhandle warms back up to the rest of us temperatures. Mid-upper 80s, 90s. On Saturday, same story, still 80s and 90s across Texas. On Sunday, we see temperatures go up across the Permian Basin, the Big Country, Northwest Texas. Temperatures near 100 degrees, upper 90s there. We're going to have 90s across the rest of Texas with near 100 in Laredo. Monday, getting near 100 in San Antonio, 103 in Laredo, 100 in Del Rio, 98 in Odessa, Midland, Sweetwater, Abilene. We're looking at about 92 in DFW, 94 in Vernon, 87 Amarillo, 93 in El Paso, 100 in Sanderson, 89 to 90 in Houston, 88 in Texarkana.
A few moments later.
Longer range climate prediction center outlook for the 23rd through 27th of September. Yeah, it's looking pretty warm across the country. We'll have to see what that means for us, but certainly no significant cold snaps are expected over the next 7 to 10 days. So, cold weather fans, don't bet on it. That's going to be it for your Thursday edition of the Texas Weather Roundup. Again, thank you for tuning in today. We really appreciate it. We'll keep an eye on the sky, but you can always do the same with the free Texas Storm Chasers interactive weather radar on our website and in the free Texas Storm Chasers mobile app. We actually have multiple radar sources, data you can use. The main one under the radar tab, and if you click the and more button, you can click Zoom Radar. We have radar there as well. All right, we'll be back tomorrow with your Friday edition of the Texas Weather Roundup. Until then, y'all have an amazing day, and God bless.